we've got to get to the top of this hill. We have to do this. And, you know, and like I said, watching these families and forgive me, I don't remember what family it was, but, you know, the father he rides the bike and his son is in a wheelchair on a trailer. He made it up that hill. And I thought, my God, you know, this is why we're here. And this is what's important. And if they can do it, I can get my butt up this hill and we're going to do this. And we did. And it was probably one of the hardest things that I remember doing was I just wanted to give up and I wanted to like find someone to drive my butt up the hill. But, you know, watching those folks like not giving up it was so inspirational to me. And just get your butt back on the bike and stop complaining. You've already rode 3 days to get here. Get your butt up the hill. And we did. And we made it to the top of the hill. And I was never more proud.
Introduce yourself. And I think my first question would be how long you have been, like sort of your red ataxia history and how you got involved.
So my name is Amanda Morrow. I used to work with Kyle at Brown and Caldwell back in the day, still at Brown and Caldwell. And so we kind of were blessed to be around whenever Kyle started this journey. I got involved in Ride Ataxia 3, the Portland to Seattle ride. So that was an amazing journey and a super, super fun time. And I still to this day, like, I just remember like, so even though it was Ride Ataxia 3, just how supported and how well done, you know, everything was. And we were going, you know, yeah, and I see your eyebrows, but it was like from our perspective, it was so well done. I mean, like we were supported the entire way, you know, the hotels, you know, bringing our stuff to the next one, going to, you know, stopping at the different locations to get snacks, or my most favorite was seeing your mom. Like I knew if I could get to that, you know, lunch station, that was the best, you know, and seeing your mom's face and, you know, she just was like, we're all her children, you know, and that kind of thing. So that was amazing. And I remember not being a bike rider, like trying to get advice from people as to products to use or, you know, clothing to wear and all these different things. And so it became kind of comical, you know, all the different weird stuff that you guys kind of go through. Body butter was kind of a thing. And I was like wigged out about how weird it was and everything. And I'm like, no, it's okay. I'll be fine. And people would say, no, don't, just get over yourself. Just, you know, this kind of thing. So I didn't use it on day one. And seeing your mom at the first lunch station, she had these big bottles of ibuprofen. And I just thought that was hysterical. Day 2, I had body butter. I was taking the ibuprofen. I was like, I am so over this whole thing. Just bring all of this stuff on. Now I understand. Let's do this.
Do you remember a specific time with your Brown and Caldwell teammates that from that ride?
I do. Well, Lance Hirschman and his wife Shirley, Diego Colorado, Diane Nascimento, we all rode together. We just seemed to have a, you know, kind of a similar pace and we're just doing really well together. We would go, you know, from each location, we had our maps. And so we would stop and we would take pictures and stretch and do all these different things. And I remember like a couple things, like one day and it rained the whole damn time. I don't know if you remember that, but it was raining constantly. But, you know, so we're wet, we're cold, you know, but it was just such a festive thing. And I remember like one day we stopped and we were having a banana or something and we're starting to get so cold, you know, and Shirley was coming in and this big tractor trailer logging truck thing like blows by her and like sends up all this spray and like the look on her face, like I just thought, oh my Lanta, that poor little soul. So, but she, you know, made it in and we just all just kind of, you know, enjoy the little camaraderie of that. And like, we were just cracking up, like everything was just funny all the time. And didn't matter. They were cold and wet, and, you just kept going. You just felt like, Dory, just keep pedaling, And, every mile that went by, we were totally doing it, so it didn't even matter.
Speaking of, the reason why you do it and what pushes you, like, do you remember a specific moment when you're like, all right, like this is really touching me?
Well, there was at the end of the ride, you may or may not remember, but I remember Felicia running around like a lunatic because it was like day 3, and the next day was only supposed to be half a day, but it was going to be the worst because of the incline at the end. I remember just like thinking, I don't know if I can do this. I just don't know if I can do this. And so kind of the same thing, that next morning, the Hirschmans and Diane and Diego and I were all like, we can do this. If all of these families can do this, we can do this, So I got to that damn hill, Kyle, and we're just looking straight up. It was a 2% incline, which doesn't sound like a lot. But you're looking up the hill and you're like, what the hell? That we have to ride up this thing. And so we all put our gears in and we just start going. And just finally, I gave up, I got off, and it became walk ataxia. And just like, we've got to get to the top of this hill. We have to do this. And, and like I said, watching these families and forgive me, I don't remember what family it was, but, the father he rides the bike and his son is in a wheelchair on a trailer. He made it up that hill, and I thought, my God, this is why we're here, and this is what's important. And if they can do it, I can get my butt up this hill, and we're gonna do this. And we did. And it was probably one of the hardest things that I remember doing. Was I just wanted to give up, and I wanted to like find someone to drive my butt up the hill. But watching those folks like not giving up it was so inspirational to me. And just get your butt back on the bike and stop complaining. You've already rode 3 days to get here. Get your butt up the hill. And we did. And we made it to the top of the hill. And I was never more proud. And coming into that parking lot at Outback and seeing all these people was just, it was amazing, Kyle. It was really, I was so proud to be a part of that and see all these amazing people. Kyle, that next ride, when you made us ride from Folsom to Grass Valley and back again, I swear to God, I was uphill both ways, and I was cussing you out the whole way. And we had made it to Grass Valley, we had stayed the night, and we were on our way back, and it's like, Jesus Christ, this is all uphill again. I remember like, I just was like crying most of the time, and Shirley and I were walking a lot, and so finally, like, we were coming into one of the snack stations on the way back, and I don't remember how, but for whatever reason, my husband was there, and he was in the Land Cruiser, and I was like, you're going to put my bike in that car and we're going home. I've had enough. I can't do this anymore. And he kind of like grabbed a hold of me, and he's like, he held me out, and he's like, Amanda, pull yourself together. He's like, if you get in this car, you are going to hate yourself. So you're going to pull yourself together, and you're going to get back on that bike, and you're going to keep riding. I swear to God, I called him some serious names, but I pulled myself together, and I just took inspiration from all of the, again, the FARA family and what those folks are up against every single day. And here I am whining and crying about, it's so hard, so I pulled myself together and I got back on that damn bike. Still crying, but I made it all the way back into Folsom. And I was so proud, and I felt like I was honoring the FARA families and honoring, the daily hardships that those families go through, and like being able to just pull myself together and get there. I felt like I was just, even emotionally and just with the energy, is trying to put it out to the family and saying, I support you, it's hard. And I want to experience, that hardness for you and accomplish this for you.
I'm sure that if you were like there at like RA3, that like, it just must be so crazy to see how it's just evolved.
This is a testament to people can do anything if they just think that they can, like when Kyle started, I don't think Kyle thought, in a million years that, this is what it was going to grow into. Like that very first ride, like reading your blog and, then subsequently like reading your book and everything, like the idea was like, you just wanted to do something while you still could. And that was such a beautiful beginning. And then from there to say, well, I can do a little more. I can do a little more. Well, what about this? And what about that? And having people surround you that say, yeah, how about that? How about we do that? And I just think it's such a testament to the human spirit and the things that you can accomplish. It still blows my mind even today that you went from your crazy ride across country with your parents being, your support, to now you have these national rides and you're raising so much money. And it just blows my mind. And I just think that's the most amazing story that I could ever repeat to anyone. Like, you can do this. Yeah. Why can't you?